Welcome to Cord Cutting today for May 20th, 2019. This is the show where I give you a quick look at some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now. If you want to learn more about these stories, check out the show notes down below. I'll pull a link to each story so you can read about them for yourself, come up with your own opinions. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new here, hey, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. It really does help us because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we're doing here. And hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of cable TV with daily news shows like this, weekly recaps, live cord cutting Q&As, reviews, and more, all about the world of cord cutting. So let's dive into it, but first, before we get to the news, a deal. Typically Roku ends their sales on the weekends, so I was very surprised this morning to find out both the Roku stick was on sale for $49.99, typically $59.99. If you want a Roku stick, this is the one we suggest. It's a very powerful streaming player with a ton of features on it. $10 off. Don't know when the sale's going to end. Could end tonight, could end a few hours after I post this. We don't know. But the good news is if you missed it last week, you can still get a 4K HDR Roku Stick Plus for $49.99. Link in the show notes down below. All right, let's dive into the news of the day because there was a lot over the weekend. First off, Hulu is now reportedly the second largest live TV streaming service. According to the research group TDG, Hulu has topped 2 million subscribers, second only now to Sling TV, who is still the largest live TV streaming service out there, followed by either YouTube TV, PlayStation View, and DirecTV Now. Now, DirecTV Now used to be the second largest, has been losing subscribers. From the sounds of it, that will continue. AT&T's deliberately weeding out what they consider unprofitable customers. YouTube TV and PlayStation View have not officially released subscriber numbers. We did get a look at it a while back, of PlayStation View's numbers, because a while back, Discovery CEO gave us a quote that they had about 600,000 subscribers at the time. This was over a year ago now, though. Are they over 1 million? That's the question. YouTube TV reportedly has topped 1 million. Again, though, it's according to analysts talking to people with knowledge of the situation. So these are not confirmed numbers. But it does, we have confirmed in the past, though, that Hulu had topped 1 million live TV subscribers. It's very possible that, we are looking at a new group of frontrunners where it was forever DirecTV Now and Sling TV. Now we're looking at Sling TV, Hulu, YouTube TV, if DirecTV Now keeps falling. It's very interesting. My question to you is, what do you think of these numbers? Do you use Hulu's live TV service? Do you like it? Could you leave us a little review? Let everybody know. Maybe if you use DirecTV Now or YouTube or TV or PlayStation View or Sling TV, I'd love to hear from you. What do you think of these numbers? Does it line up with what you're hearing? I have heard from a lot of people leaving DirecTV Now that they have been going to YouTube TV, PlayStation View, and Sling TV. Those seem to be the big ones along with Hulu that are winning. So it doesn't really surprise me to see YouTube TV, PlayStation View, and Hulu going up at the same time DirecTV Now is going down. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Speaking of Sling TV, there was a lot of news about their AirTV division. So AirTV is technically a separate company, owned under the parent company of Dish, basically, kind of a little idea, but it is really tied very closely to Sling TV. It boots directly into Sling TV, and it's really meant to add your antenna into the Sling TV user interface. So your locals like CBS, Fox, ABC, etc. appear right next to ESPN and CNN and more in your guide, just like you would with a traditional cable box. AirTV's been around a while. It's a very popular device. There's two versions of it, one an Android TV player, one a network streaming device where you connect your antenna to the AirTV and it streams out to places like your Roku. Now you don't need Sling TV to use it. It does have an AirTV app which will allow you to connect on your Roku if you're not a Sling TV customer and watch your antenna and DVR content through the AirTV app on your Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, etc. Well, now we learned that there are two new AirTV devices coming. The AirTV 2 was spotted by Dave Zatz over the weekend thanks to an FCC filing. It received permission from the FCC to go forward in sales. It looks like an upgraded version of the AirTV network device. Overall, it's more powerful, better Wi-Fi, and still looks to be pretty much the same concept of taking your antenna, migrating it into your Sling TV user interface, where when you turn on the TV, it boots directly into Sling TV. The more interesting and new product is a Sling TV's AirTV dongle. Now this is basically called the AirTV Mini. This is a $79.99 streaming stick slash dongle. It's basically a stick with the format of a Chromecast, so a little ball, pretty much of a streaming player with a tiny HDMI cable attached, meant to hide behind your TV. It does include 4K streaming on it with YouTube, not YouTube TV, just YouTube 4K streaming enabled on it, something not all Android TV powered devices offer. It will boot directly into Sling TV with Netflix integrated into it, giving you more of that cable-esque experience for $79.99. This is a great thing. I hear from a lot of cord cutters who want to cancel cable but still want that experience, that when they turn the TV, instead of getting this menu, they have their Sling TV or their DirecTV Now in the case of DirecTV's streaming player. Very interesting, according to the reports of the satellite guys who went to a Dish team conference and was able to go hands-on with this new device, both the AirTV 2 and the AirTV Mini, that these are much more powerful, much more fluid devices compared to the old ones. It will be launching in June with a price tag of $79.99, and it looks like very similar to the AirTV player in a smaller format. So my question to you is, what do you think of this new AirTV 2 with a better Wi-Fi, probably better processor from the sounds of it, and the AirTV Mini, which sounds like a streaming player built for people who want to use Sling TV with more of a cable-esque interface and get access to full Android TV, which means this summer when the Amazon Prime Video comes to Android TV, you'll be able to install it here. So you'll also add Amazon, Netflix, YouTube, Hulu, and all the other apps you're very accustomed to with a cable box-like user interface. Are you excited about that? I think there is a place out there for a device that will allow people to very easily get to their live TV in a more traditional format, but that's streaming. I find people really don't care how they get their signal, as long as they're getting their TV at what they think is a fair price, and it's giving them a user interface they're happy with. I think this device could address many of those concerns people have had. Well, I don't really want to launch into Roku and then launch into Sling and then start my stream. Now you turn on your TV and you're already in Sling, you just pick which channel you want to watch. So I'm very excited about it. I love the ability to pair this with like an AirTV 2, stream my antenna to this dongle here so I can access my content on my antenna right inside the guide there, DVR and do all that. So leave me a comment, let me know what you think of this. I'm kind of excited about it. I know this is not going to be for everyone, but I do think there is a segment of cord cutters out there that would enjoy this ability to have a device that's very cheap at $79.99 with 4K support, is a competitive price with full Android TV, but with the user interface more like a cable box. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you. T-Mobile, next story, T-Mobile and Sprint have reportedly reached a deal with U.S. regulators. We learned earlier today that T-Mobile and Sprint have made some changes to their merger plans that would merge Sprint into T-Mobile, or the other way around, however you want to look at it. And according to CNBC, this has got them permission. We also learned that the chairman of the FCC, with these changes, has agreed to support the merger. Now, there's still some hurdles. I'm not sure. Last I heard, the DOJ has not approved this yet. But getting past FCC approval will be a huge move forward for T-Mobile and Sprint to merge to take on Verizon and AT&T, something that T-Mobile has said is needed for their 5G network, needed for their TV service, the streaming one they hope to launch, and needed just for the companies overall. My question to you is, do you use Sprint? Do you use T-Mobile? Are you excited about the merger there? I'm very interested to see what happens. There is a growing amount of competition out there in the world of home phone service, home internet service, and TV service. Would a combined Sprint T-Mobile service bring a competitive atmosphere to those industries that may not have been there in the past? We'll have to wait and see what happens. I'd love to hear from you. All right, next story of the day. This was announced this morning, and Dish has been in the news. Dish has agreed to buy a bigger share of EchoStar to use for Sling TV and DirecTV. Now, in 2017, Dish had bought a partial share of EchoStar, which includes a bunch of satellites this time. They are getting rights to 9 satellites, and their set-top box department, customer service, all kinds of different things that they plan to use for Dish TV and Dish is satellite or Sling TV live TV streaming service. Exactly how they're going to do that, we don't know. Now, Dish is moving into a lot of 5G. Some of this technology is going to be used towards 5G. We're not sure. In the quote from the CEO, it says in 2017, when Dish acquired the EchoStar assets that we needed to deliver the Dish TV and Sling TV customer experience, key broadcast satellites operations and services remained with EchoStar. This transaction brings those operations, including satellites, basically into the Dish fold. So we'll have to wait and see exactly how Dish plans to use their purchase of EchoStar, which has been known primarily, I think, outside of the industry for their fact that they own satellites, but they do so much more to bring benefits to Dish and to Sling TV. It'll be interesting, but very clearly Dish has big plans here. Not only plans for Dish and Dish TV, but plans to get into the Internet of Things out there with their 5G service. So keep a close eye on this. I think this is something that we find out they're merging now, but we find out what the long-term goal is, maybe in a year, maybe in 3 years, maybe in 5 years. We may just fully be understanding what Dish's long-term plans for what they plan to do with it. So if you're ever familiar, you got any ideas of what you would like to see Dish do with a bigger share of EchoStar and owning more parts of EchoStar, let me know. If you want to read the full quote from Dish's CEO, link in the show notes down below. All right, well, last story of the day. The biggest lie in TV right now is that cable will give you everything. Now, I've talked about this a little bit in the past, but I wrote full thoughts on it after I met with a bunch of cable executives and listened to them on stage last week at the Pay TV show. So many of them basically said the same thing. We expect cord cutters to come back because we can offer them one bill to access everything they want. That's been a reoccurring theme I've seen in media, covering cord cutting and more. And what I have found is there's just no basis for this because you can't get everything you want from cable. You can't get The Handmaid's Tale. You can't get Stranger Things. You can't get all the originals from all the other spots. You know, if you go back to cable, yeah, you're going to get CBS, but CBS doesn't air the new Star Trek shows, Star Trek Discovery, the new Star Trek Picard, the new anime. I think there's even an animated Star Trek show on the way. All this content you still need a streaming service for, which is why over half of all cable subscribers also pay for a streaming service out there. So this idea that cord cutters will run back to cable because you could get one bill just doesn't seem to hold water for me. And I would love to ask the question to you. Would you be able to get everything you want from cable with one bill? If you would go back to cable, would you give up Netflix, Hulu, CBS All Access, Amazon? Would you get rid of all that? Or would you find yourself in a position to say, hey, I really love Stranger Things. I need Stranger Things. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you down below. I just wanted to open the floor to everybody here. You know, am I right? Am I wrong? I think for the vast majority of cord cutters, of course, we could find one or two people out there. You can always kin in any type of topic to say, you know, I don't really care about any of that. I just want my sports. Okay. But for the vast majority of cord cutters, I think they would have a hard time giving up 100% all their services like Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon. So let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Well, that's it for today. A lot more videos coming out this week. Thank you to everybody who is a subscriber. We have topped 70,000 cord cutters out there subscribed to Cord Cutters News. Really appreciate your support. I cannot believe it. Never thought we'd be this big. I hope you're enjoying these daily updates. We're going to continue to work to make them better, higher quality. Big plans in the works, trying to be better every day. So thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow with more cord cutting news, tips, tricks, and how-tos.